And we're back here for another property home tour in the western suburbs of Chicago, and we're back in Aurora once again, the second largest city in Illinois, the largest western suburb of Chicago. We're just about an hour outside of Chicago. This one is not too far from downtown Aurora either, where you can get to the train station very easily, catch the train into Chicago either for work or play, whatever. If you look just actually right over here along this corner, and we'll do a little walk here, that main road right there is Farnsworth. So familiar with Aurora, Farnsworth, that'll take you north to get right onto the highway. We're on the south end of kind of Farnsworth, a little bit further south, but you can get up there, get onto the highway, 88. You can, of course, get to downtown Aurora, not far from the new casino that was built here in Aurora, and of course the outlet mall that's there as well. So let's go around and take a tour of this property. It's a 2-bed, 1-bath home. It's an older home, as is pretty common here on the east side of Aurora. Again, we're on the east side of Aurora, 60505, so this will go to East Aurora school districts and all that. But it's a nice home, and it's a very affordable price point. So here's the front. I love these old houses here that'll have this this front porch screened in area. A lot of times these used to be just an open front porch, and over the years people screened them in to either add extra living space or just an extra sort of outdoor space to enjoy and stay away from all the bugs and that. Now, if you see here along here, there's actually, on this property, the property line runs right along here. Most of this empty grass here is a different lot. So there's this house that is for sale. There's this house, which is the neighbor, and then there's an empty lot. It's a very narrow lot, and nothing can be built on it. So it's just kind of like an extra added yard space that doesn't have to be taken care of as part of owning this house. So as we walk up the driveway here, concrete driveway, vinyl siding that's been added to the home throughout the years. Roof is about 15 to 18 years old, somewhere in there. And the siding has been updated and added in vinyl over the years as well. You do have this 2-car garage. We won't go in there currently, but it's a pretty large almost 2.5-car garage, because you have this extra space on the side here. So, kind of normal extra space on this side, but inside here you got this extra space for storage, garbage cans, just making sure you can easily get 2 cars in there and all that sort of stuff. This house is fully fenced, so close this off, and you got fully fenced in yard. We're actually going to end up going through the back door. This door is probably the door you're going to use most of the time when entering and exiting the house, just because you're going to park your cars back here by the garage. You're going to go out this door. It's going to be a lot closer than going out the front, walking all the way back. But what I love about this, and we've talked about this in other videos on these, both on the west side of Aurora and the east side of Aurora, is you get these really large yards. So you don't have someone built, right on top of you or right behind you with a small little backyard. It's a very large backyard. So you can see we're going to go all the way to the back here, and it really opens up behind the garage. And you got a little shed back here as well. The old school clothesline to dry your clothes out here if you want. But here we go. Look at this backyard. All the way to the end of it. Kind of show you how far back we are from the house. So if you wanted to get a swing set back here or build out a bigger patio, this is quite large, and you can do quite a lot of stuff back here. Now, as we enter the house is over 100 years old. I believe it's 114 years old, which would make it built in about 1912, 1910, somewhere in there. So 114 years old. So it does have that older foundation. It's been added on to at some point in the history of the house, not anytime recently. But you can see when we get inside the house, you can be able to tell where there was an addition. You can kind of see here where the original foundation ended. And then this, what is actually the kitchen, was added on. So we're gonna walk in here, we actually walk into the kitchen here. And it's quite spacious. A lot of times, imagine if we didn't have this addition, the house would just end right here, but you're getting all this extra space. And it's a really good size kitchen and eating area. So you can get a table in here. You got lots of cabinet space as part of the house here. Good quality wood cabinets, clean countertops, pantry here. That leads down to the basement, refrigerator. But you can easily get a table in here. A nice little sitting area for your everyday eating, relaxing, enjoying family time. This is the only bath in the house. You got the sink, shower combination, plus a toilet there. And then here is the living room. So again, plenty of space. If you didn't want to have a table in there, you could probably get a table in here and do kind of like eating area over here, TV area over here. But the best setup is probably that table in the kitchen and then having this as your living room, main living area. And this is my favorite part of the house right here, are these porches like this. Just don't make them like this anymore. It's more of a 3 seasons room, right? In the wintertime, it's probably be too cold out here to sit, but it adds some really good space to the house. You could sit out here with some lawn chairs. If it's raining, you can open up these windows, kind of listen to the rain, stay dry, all that good stuff. The old school mail slot as well. Here's the main bedroom of the house. I love here, you can see here in the bedroom, it's got the old school hardwood floors. So it's still got some of those really cool old floors. Adds a lot of character to this room, a lot of character to the house. Good sized bedroom. You could get a king in here. Probably be a little bit tight on this one side with a king, but it could fit it in here. And then of course, closet, which you could build out and add some extra storage and space in here. And then upstairs is the second bedroom. We're gonna head up there. A lot of these old spaces was like a converted attic. So it has 2 bedrooms, but then it also has this room, which you could use as like an office, extra TV room if you needed to. If you had someone who needed a little extra space for TV, gaming, whatever, you could do it in here. And then you could have room for the bedroom in here. This bedroom's actually bigger than the one downstairs. It's a really good size. So if you had that as like the TV room and you did bed in here, again, king bed could fit in there. You have room for a desk, dresser, all that good stuff. And then a little closet right here as well. That's most of the house. There is a basement we'll check out. It's an old house, right? So it's an old early 1900s basement. Again, we're on the east side of Aurora. And it's a house age that's pretty typical for the east side of Aurora, built in the early 1900s. So it's not a basement here that you'd actually finish by any means, but you could use it for storage. A lot of times when these houses were constructed in the early 1900s, there was never the thought of actual living space in the basement or finishing a basement. It was just, it held the house, it held the furnace, boiler system. They would use it a lot for canning and storage of preserves, but there was never actually any thought or need or desire that the property would be used for living space as it's in today's modern day construction when they build them. But you got the laundry down here, you got the furnace, water heater, you got some storage here on the other side of this, and it serves its purpose, kind of the main guts of the house with everything else upstairs as well. So that's the property tour. Thanks for joining me on another tour today. Again, we're on the east side of Aurora, going to East Aurora school districts in these early 1900s home build. 2 beds, 1 bath. You got the oversized large 2.5 garage, really close access to the interstate, the new casino, shopping, all that good stuff. So thanks for following along and watching today. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel as we continue to do property home tours, real estate market updates, and talk to local business owners. Have a great day.